Okay, y'all, I'm back. Y'all have no idea how much stuff I had to delete to do this video, but it is what it is, whatever. I'm gonna make sure I get this video done, like I said. And I promised him I would do it, so I try to be a woman of my word. But where I left off, I think you might have missed some of it, so I'm gonna backtrack just a little bit. But you know, when these generational curses are produced, we feel like it doesn't have anything to do with us because of the time that has passed, and that's not the case. That's not how the spirit realm works. And whether you're a spiritual person or not, the spirit realm still has principles. It's just like whether you're a physicist or not, gravity still is going to pull you down. If you jump off a bridge, you still go fall. You still go drop. That just is what it is. So it's the same way with spiritual things and spiritual principles. They knew this with the Willie Lynch letter and all of that. They knew this. They knew what this would cause. They knew the results of this. Matter of fact, in the Willie Lynch letter, it says that it would last anywhere from 300 to 400 years. That's exactly how long it lasted. Just like with the Egyptians and the Israelites, they knew exactly what it was going to do. They knew what it was going to cause, and they knew about how long it would last. So, I mean, it's nothing new. There is a manual to slavery. There's a new manual going on. We are being re-slaved in a more deceitful way, and I have to do a video and explain that to you all. Pertaining to Tavistock Institute and Agenda 21 and all of that. But, you know, just do your research. But back on the topic of finding love, you know, men, like I said, they were forced to sleep with different women. They called this man the stallion, and he was produced to produce strong children. They would pick the woman who they thought had the best genes. Sometimes they bred children to sleep with them, to have sex with them. Some children were bred because they knew that they would be strong and sturdy because of the genes of the mother and father. And they would have children for that reason and then sell them. And then this man would go to the next home. Isn't that exactly what men do now? You gotta wonder. I mean, it's not a coincidence that that's exactly what men do now. That program has been downloaded in them, and until it is cleaned off, until there is a deliverance that takes place, until they seek counseling about it to uproot those things. And I recommend spiritual deliverance over anything else, but to each his own. But that's what it's going to take. And until that happens, they're going to continue to repeat that behavior because the generational curse has already been produced and has already taken place. Now you have familiar spirits hanging around the bloodline who are going to make sure that you continue on that path and that the generational curse is not broken. And if you want to know more about that, just ask and I'll do a video and give details about that. Another reason with women and this strong woman thing is because we had to. We had to. When you take the father away from the home, women had to be the man and the woman. And they got so used to being independent, quote unquote, raising their own kids and not needing a man, you know, and it just became a negative connotation, a negative attitude where black women feel like I don't need no man to do nothing for me and I can take care of my own kids, blah, 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 blah. That attitude has gotten us where we are now. But guess what? That attitude was not birthed now. That attitude was birthed during slavery. And so if it was never a resolution, if it was never dealt with, each mother and how she interact with her children and what she teaches them by how she lives and her experiences and her behavior and the way she solves problems affected them, and it passed on and passed on. Hence, it leads us to now. That's why many black women are the way they are. Let me go to, it's so many different areas where I could go to. I'll give you one more specific one from slavery that I see present today, which is affecting us not being able to find love and find healthy relationships and the right partner for us. Another one is when the masters started paying them. Men, and I listened to some slave narratives, so that's how I learned some of this also, but men will want to use the money for their children or their family, a baby's mom, wife, whatever you want to call it, significant other. And the master would say, no, you can't. I didn't give you this money to do anything for them. You got to go to the bar. They would send them to the bar, and they would send them to sleep with prostitutes with that money. They would send them to buy alcohol with that money. That's the only thing they were allowed to do. They weren't allowed to do whatever they wanted to do with their money. Isn't that much like what we see today? Men get their money, they go buy jewelry, hoes, clothes, and cars, liquor, pouring bottles, popping bottles. You know, I got this whip, I got that whip. It's no coincidence. They knew exactly what they were doing. Let me ask you this. The brain is a computer, right? It's actually, they say, the fastest computer that exists. Okay? Whatever you put in the computer, whatever program, it's going to follow that program. That's a pattern that has been given to it for it to follow. Am I right? So if the brain is nothing more than a computer and it works with patterns, and if this certain type of program in the mentality is downloaded and no one never comes and updates the software, what is the brain going to do? It's going to continue to run the same program. That's what happens. That's what is happening. That's what they did to us. We have been programmed. Not only slavery, but you have the media, BET, MTV, all radio doing the exact same thing. What they're doing is making sure that the programming sticks by constantly putting in front of us men who do not show love to women, but treat them like hoes, treat them like objects, spend all their money on liquor, spend their money on women, treating them, you know, some women might care this if it's a hoe. I don't know. But my point is exactly what the white masters taught them to do is what is placed in front of us on TV and music videos and movies. You cannot get away from it. So you got to ask yourself, do you really think that's a coincidence? Do you really think that BET, MTV, and everybody else keeps putting exact same programming in front of us just to be doing it for fun? It's for a reason. So y'all got to wake up. This is us waking up is the only way that it's going to change this. That's why we are the way we are. Why do they show women with their butt out? And that's pretty much all they're good for. Sex, 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 sex. Well, the black woman became the bed wench to the white man. Now, I have nothing against white people, but I'm strictly explaining history and connecting that history to the present. Y'all, the issues that we have within the black community are deep. They are 300 to 400 years deep. So I'm hoping that you all would do your research on the information I have given you and start awakening on your own and affect your circle of influence. If you have any more questions, just drop them down there and I will address them. And somebody may be lucky enough that they say something makes sense enough for me to do a video on the topic. I'm going to go into section 8. Welfare, EBT, and how that is a part of the programming and how that is keeping men and women separated also. I'll probably do that in the next video. Don't that sound good? Yes, and the Lord showed me these things, y'all. I didn't sit around to make this stuff up. I have a very busy life, and I don't have time to sit around and make up stuff and take the time out to make a video and share it with you all. So I hope you research what I'm saying, test it by the Spirit, and use it in your own life. And I guarantee it, you will find love. You will find someone who is perfect for you once you have awakened. But you have to awaken. You have to be delivered. And you have to be free of the generational curses in your own bloodline. All right. See y'all later. Y'all hear the baby? Yeah, I got to get to her. So I see y'all later. Bye-bye. Love you. And thank y'all so much for the encouraging messages. I can't call all your names, but I love when you all say, Camson, thank you so much. It really helped me. And so I'm going to end this video like I end most of my videos. One question. If you don't believe in God, and if you started believing in God right now, what would you lose? The answer is nothing. You wouldn't lose anything if you just believed. So why not try it if you have nothing to lose? All right. Peace out. Bye-bye.